Hi there, this is the yearly forecast for 2019 for the sign of Taurus, and I specifically recommend watching this from the point of view of Taurus risings because it tends to apply the most that way. So, getting into it, this whole year, or up until the very end of 2019, Jupiter will be in your 7th house in Sagittarius, and Jupiter brings expansion and optimism and growth and opportunity to So Jupiter brings growth and expansion and opportunity to wherever in the sky it is for us. And it's in a house relating to other people's money and what resources we share on a deep level with others, which means that you could have increased opportunity regarding partner's money, taxes. I don't really know how opportunity would come like that, but functioning adults might. Could be opportunities regarding your intimate relationships with others, like how you're dealing with people on a really deep level. So you can expect growth and more developments there. Also this whole year, Jupiter will be square to Neptune, and this will be hitting your 8th and 11th houses. We touched a bit about what Jupiter in your 8th house can mean, but it's squaring Neptune in the area of your sky relating to groups and communities and social structures. So a really beautiful way that this could come about is that your growth and developments regarding your shared assets with others could then dissolve boundaries in regards to groups or communities you're a part of, and you could feel the doors are opening up in that area. The risk of this transit is that you're so focused on resources you share with others that it then dissolves communities you're a part of in general, where your optimism leads to disillusionment and lack of realistic action. So just be careful that you're making conscious choices in that regard to remove boundaries instead of removing structures, if that makes sense. Also this whole year, Saturn and Pluto will be together in your 9th house. And Saturn and Pluto together can bring about some intense, serious need for transformation, and there can be some obstacles that require you to take action to mature and grow in this area of life. And it's in a house relating to your high-reaching goals. This could be higher education, spirituality, religion, long-distance foreign travel, these things outside of ourselves that we reach and long for. So Saturn and Pluto are asking you to reevaluate and get realistic about how you are approaching these things. And they'll be asking you to do that for the next few years, and they have been already, so this should be an energy that you're familiar with working with by now. Uranus moved into Taurus, so your 1st house this past year, 2018, but then it retrograded back into Aries, and so this spring in 2019, Uranus will be firmly moving into Taurus for the next 6 years. It's a 7-year-long transit. And Uranus is a planet of liberation and radicalization, really unexpected change. It's in house relating to you, specifically you and yourself and your physical body and identity. So this next 6 years can be about reinventing how authentically you are presenting yourself to the world, whether that's literally physically in your image or that's your persona that you're putting on. It's asking you to change and become more you. In 2019, the eclipses will be lighting up your 9th and 3rd houses in Capricorn and Cancer. So this means that a focus of your life this year could be on dealing with your long distance high aspirational goals, spirituality, religion in the 9th house, versus your short-term communicative efforts and short distance travel of your 3rd house. It can also relate to siblings. So this dynamic between far-reaching long distance goals will be relating to more short-term connected personal communicative efforts like writing or verbal pursuits and whatnot. So that'll be an axis that shows up in your life more and more this year. Mars also moves into your 1st house on February 14th on Valentine's Day. So just know that when Mars moves into the 1st house, it brings a lot of physical energy and increased drive and effort put towards things that need that. For example, like a new exercise routine will be really great during this time. Or if you know you have a big project coming up, it can be really great to get that done while Mars is in the 1st house. So February into March, know that it's a really good time for getting shit done if you need to do that. But besides that, there's Mercury retrogrades coming up this year, so I'll run through quickly where those will be in your sky. So the first will be March 5th through 28th, and it'll be in Pisces in your 11th house. So just know that this could be a particularly fuzzy time for communicating with large group structures, like doing big trips or conferences, things like that. March probably isn't the month for that. The next one will be July 7th in your 4th house in Leo. So July could have communicative snafus regarding like your home and family life. Just keep that in mind. You're being flexible and maybe not sign a lease when Mercury is retrograde in your 4th house, because I did that like specifically this year, and even though my apartment's awesome, it doesn't have working gas and it's cold and I don't have a working oven. So for just a literal example of what can happen in that regard. Finally, Mercury will be retrograde in your 7th house in Scorpio starting October 31st going into November. So your communication regarding 7th house matters of partnership and others and marriage, if that applies to you, could be a bit slow, delayed, blocked during November. This is a really great year for you to focus on your high-reaching goals and personal development and reinventing who it is you are to be more authentic and connected to what it is you want to pursue in your life. So I hope this was helpful. I do private consultations at the link below. Otherwise, like, subscribe, do all the things, and I will see you next time.